How you going, guys, and welcome back to DCS, and it's Jetsimmer here, and sorry, it's been an absolute long time since I've done any videos, but welcome back to DCS, and we're in the T-45 Goshawk version 1.2. I'm using the Goshawk these days as I want to learn how to fly aircraft from the ground up, and starting with the Goshawk. Naval aviators do 120 flights in this lovely aircraft. Just to learn all the fundamentals of a jet before they even get into the other aircraft, and they even do carrier quals and all that sort of stuff within those sorties. Each sortie can be 45 minutes to an hour, even longer for navigation. So I'll be doing quite a few flights in there, and starting with this one, which will be ground school, just getting the cold and dark, and then we'll do taxi and takeoff, and then a landing tutorial as well with the overhead brake. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the cockpit and let's get this aircraft started. Before we do, you're going to need a couple of keybinds. The two keybinds that you're going to need is the engine start switch and the gas turbine button to get the aircraft going. Anyways, let's jump in the aircraft and let's get to it. We're going to be using a knee board that I have here from V&O. You can also use the other one that you just seen as well, but I use this one from V&O here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start the parking brake. Set the parking brake, not start the parking brake. We will set the batteries to on and on, like so. And then we will set the generator switch to on and reset. Any collision lights set to both. Exterior lights set. Engine on, and any skid set from for field on. Altimeter set, and the altimeter for this airfield is 2988, and the left MFD we're going to turn on and go to engine. Alright, to start the aircraft is the gas turbine start button, and we're going to wait for the GTS light on the up here on the lights display here, and once that's on, then we'll start the engine. Go ahead and shut the canopy too. Right, GTS light is now illuminated. Now the GTS light is illuminated. Now we're going to press and hold the start switch until the ready light is on as well. Yeah, until ready light is on. While we're doing that, monitoring the fuel flow, the RPM, and all of that. And one's going up good. Ready light is on, which is great. And now we're going to go, we're going to bring our throttle forward. So at 20 RPM, lift the finger, bring our throttle forward. Engine RPM is going, you see RPM N1 is going up to 100%, slip 93, N2, 57, 55, and the fuel flow is setting at 541, so about 500 to 600 in our fuel flow, which is great. Alright, post start, HUD UFC on, turn our UFC on there, which is a lot different to a 1.0 that I had, that I was using. Left MFD and right MFD on to there. The VHF radios to transmit, receive, and guard. VOR on and set. Now we're not going to worry about it, but we'll turn it on anyways. So we're going to test it later. We'll do all of that in a complete different video. the tack can on and tuned. Now we want to turn that on, and we want to tune that tack can for Nellis, which is 12, and in my server I also have 07, which is the old tack can as well, for other aircraft if they want to use the 07 and the 12, and basically I've put the other tack can right underneath the original, so it's in the same spot. Alright, so the tack can is now turned on. The standby indicator uncage, so we'll go over here and uncage the standby indicator, which it already is. I don't think it's modeled just yet, but that's okay. Advanced throttle to 70% RPM. So if we have a look over here, we've got our RPM. We're going to increase the throttle to 70. We'll do the seat so it's not beeping at us as well. We don't have to. We will. Nice and slowly increasing it. Now, that there is 70% for our N2. And if you have a look here, N2 RPM is 72 as well. Alright. Once we've done the RPM, throttle to 70%, we got our R2 button. So hold hydraulic reset button press, which is over here. And as you can see, our hydraulics and our hydraulic 2 is saying 0. So we'll press that to reset our hydraulics, which is reset and done. Throttle back to idle. Trim set for 3.5 or 2 to 3 for field. Bingo set and flaps set. So let's go and bring our throttle back. Trim set for 2 to 3. So if we have a look down here, we've got our trim there. I'm going to go ahead and set, I think it was up. Trim 2 to 3 degrees up. You can set it for, it doesn't say minus, it says plus, so we'll set about 2.5, there we go. So it's goes up to 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so just about 2.5, set it for around there. Okay, so bingo, to do bingo, we're going to select bingo here. And we're going to check what our bingo data is. So ADI, so our bingo is set for 900 still, HSI there. Bingo is set for 900, let's just set that for 1200, enter. As you can see, it's 1200, and we have over there. We're also going to set our low altitude warning for 1500. We'll set it for 1000. So there it is. 1000. We could actually probably set that for 5000 if we wanted actually. Set that for 5000. We're also going to set our heading for today, which is 28 for the heading leaving the airfield, and we'll set our course for 28 as well. And that is all based on our, if I can find it, departure from Nellis. So we'll be departing from Nellis Air Force Base. Here we go. So Dream 7 departure. If you have a look, I'll just increase the size for you. So we're on a radial of 28. We're going to be traveling for 11.5 nautical miles, and then departing on Juno, up to Juno on 344 on the TACAN 114 out to my training area, where I'll be doing some other stuff. All of this will be in other videos in the future. I'm not going to dive down on it right now for you, but yeah, we'll go into charts and navigation on this aircraft and other aircraft in the future. Right, so we've done that. I'm going to set the TACAN so I can see it. We've got the TACAN there. Also going to set the waypoints, waypoint 1, because that's just backup stuff that I have there, which is no problem. Righty. We're also going to and our next checklist. So we've done all of that, and the flaps set for half. There we go. Yep, nice. Just check those flaps, and they good. Flaps set for half. Alright, now canopy closed for taxi. Ejection seat is armed. Taxi lights on as required. Taxi lights on as required. Navigation lights set, both on. Tail bright, wing bright, and parking brakes released. And then we'll head out to the aircraft. So if we just go ahead and have a look at the aircraft out here, we've got our lights on. Sounds really, really nice. Oxygen turned on. Done. Oxygen is on, and we are good to go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get out there and start taxiing. So park brake off. Stab the brakes, and we can head out. Salute to old mate as we head out the airfield here. Now we're in the silver T1 version. That one over there is the TW2. You can note by the B on the back of the fin. And the other ones are all A, I think, TW1s. Training Wing 1, Training Wing 2, and we've got Training Wing 3 here today as well. Alright, so by default the nose wheel steering will be just normal, but if you want a little bit more nose wheel steering, you can put... Oh, I thought you could. Let's have a look at the controls. I thought it was. They might have changed it since the last update. Looks like they have. Nose wheel steering button. There it is. We're just going to chuck that in there like so. Just so we can get bigger turn radius. That was not key-bound for some reason. It was key-bound last time I flew this aircraft, but I was on 1.0, so they might have just reset. So if you do have an older version and you want to get the new version, I'll post a link down the bottom for the new version. Yeah. But anyways, we're going to taxi out and take off. And then the next video will be landing, or setting up for a landing, and coming on in overhead brake for a nice touch and go, or just, yeah, just full stop landing. We can do that. But yeah, it's good to get back into DCS and good to get back into doing ground school with you guys as well. And also myself, learning a new aircraft and learning how real navigators did their advanced training slowly. I just wish there was like full sets of like a full-blown campaign of ground school. That would be really good if someone could do that for us. That's alright, we're good where we are. Alright, so on the way out to the airfield, on the way out to the runway, airfield, same thing. We're going to advance, we've done the taxis, parking, canopies, it's all done. Pitot heat switch, we're going to go ahead and turn that on. Landing light switch as required, we've already done that. And the canopy and seat are closed. Now, where the heck was that pitot switch? I am not 100% sure where that was. I did know it. Oh, there it is. My bad. It's up there underneath the hook bypass, so we need to make sure that's on field as well. Right, takeoff. Warning cautions, check none. There is none. There's only going to be the green one. Brakes hold, throttle 85. Wheel brakes released. Advance full throttle and rotate at 130 knots. Okay, let's do that. They're in navigation mode there. There's CCRP mode, manual mode, or gun mode. So this Nellis Air Force map that I have, Nellis Air Force Base map, has pretty much every aircraft that I have flown or will fly, and it has missions for everybody, all that sort of stuff. Missions for the helicopters, missions for Hornets, everything. There's bombing ranges all over the place, and all sorts of stuff. So without further ado, let's go. So 85%, let's throttle up. Alright, do a quick wipeout. Just double checking the aircraft. Okay, release brakes, full throttle. Rotating at 130 knots. I believe I've watched a few videos, and the flight model on this aircraft is really good now. 120. 130, up we go. Positive rate of climb, gear up. I'm gonna have to pause it there because it looks like my gear is not, wow, this is not going well for. So my flaps are there, but my gear has been reset. Right, that is not great. So gear up. There we go. Gear up. Gear down. So there's quite a few. I'm just going to check my speed brakes. Speed brakes forward and aft. That's all there too. So that's great. Yeah, so some of them have been reset. Gears up, gears coming up. Good. Let's get that trim sorted. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why a lot of that got reset. Shouldn't have. Flaps coming up. And there it is. So yeah, that will probably be cut. Maybe not. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll get back into it in the next one. Thank you very much, and see you later. Bye, guys.